I have another caller. I got a phone call about this caller about 6 weeks ago, and I was told that this caller seen many, many doctors, and no doctor can find out why she couldn't walk. Many, many doctors, over 400 doctors. I thought 400 doctors, she's saying, couldn't walk. And I have her on the call now. Hi, Mr. Thaahirah, how you doing?
I am well, Dr. Vincent. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Tell them how many doctors you've seen and who have you seen?
Yes, I have seen over 400 doctors. I've seen Dr. Sadie, Dr. Wallach, Dr. Carrick, the Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins University, University of Penn, Emory. I've seen all types of medical doctors, internists, neurologists, acupuncturists, Chinese herbs, Reiki masters, and on and on and on.
And so, all the doctors came to one conclusion. What was that?
That there was no reason I should not be able to walk.
Now
I've got a portfolio of MRIs, X-rays, blood tests, and they say, they don't know.
Now, what started all this? What happened?
Well, the start of it is in 1993. I was living in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was going to a business meeting, traveling down the Schuylkill Expressway during rush hour traffic. Traffic came to a stop. I was able to stop, but the gentleman behind me was not paying attention, and he slammed into me, maybe at 65 miles per hour. I don't know. It was rush hour traffic, and it was rolling. And I didn't think I was hurt, but I felt an internal shaking. My hands were shaking, but inside, I could feel everything inside of me shaking. We quickly got out, exchanged information, and kept moving because traffic picked up again. And I got off at my exit, which was very close, and went to a nearest police station, made the report, and went home, canceled my meeting because I felt this serious internal shaking. Went home, went to bed, and woke up the next day in excruciating pain. Called a friend to help me get to a doctor, and it just began. I began to limp on the right side, and over time that limp turned to a drag on the right side, then the left side, a limp drag. And then I went from a limp and drag to a cane to a walker to a wheelchair by 2004. It's just a slow deterioration. And I've been in a wheelchair since 2004. And all the doctors, I ended up, a doctor I saw, I moved to Atlanta. My daughter needed support. I needed support. And I began seeing doctors here in Atlanta, Emory, all the best neurologists and neurosurgeons and orthopedics. I've seen everybody. And I was seeing chiropractors, and this one chiropractor took great interest in me and ended up being my husband after a year. We got married, and he thought he would be able to correct my issues. He said, I'm going to help you walk again. He did so many things, and then when he couldn't figure it out, he began taking me to all his teachers. North, south, east, west, and everything in between. And they all came to the same conclusion. They didn't know why I couldn't walk, because everything checked out that I should be able to walk. I didn't have lupus, MS, Lyme disease. They tested me for everything. But so that's what led to all of that.
Now, I met you about a month ago, and you told me something that happened to you at age 6. Tell us what happened at age 6.
Yes, and I tell all the doctors same thing. I tell them my current 1993 accident, and then I also add that at age 6, coming home from school, I used to get beat up by 2 little boys. One would hold me, one would punch me in the stomach, and they'd throw me in the street. So I went on the opposite side of the street, which I didn't have to go on because I lived on that side, to avoid them. And as I was walking down with my girlfriend, to her corner, I had to cross back over to get to my house, and I saw that the little boys were gone. So as I was crossing over, it was shift change for General Motors. I lived in good school, grew up in Flint, Michigan, and Buick was having a shift change, so it was pretty heavy traffic. But my father taught me how to cross the street, so I looked both ways and just waited and waited. And the gentleman in the slow lane, as we call it, near the curb. He stopped, a car full of men, and he waved me on, and I'm like, okay, this is an adult. He knows what he's talking about. So I took off running, and the car in the outer lane, I ran out right in front of him, and he ran over me, hit me, drugged me a block. And the next time I woke up, I had been in a coma for 2 weeks, and I had a cast from my shoulder to my foot on the left side of my body. And I was like, I don't want this cast. This cast is horrible. I can't move. I don't need it. And I tell my mother, who worked in the hospital that I was in. She worked in the lab, and I kept begging and pleading with her to tell the doctor to take the cast off. I didn't need it. And the doctor told her, she's just a kid. She doesn't know what she needs. She has had it on for at least 12 weeks. Her bones were crushed. And I kept begging and pleading and crying to my mother and all the nurses, please take it off, I don't need it. So finally my mother put her foot down, and the doctor took it off reluctantly, but I was healed. All my bones were healed. I mean, they were amazed, and all the nurses would say, let's see, there goes the miracle baby, or let's go see the miracle baby. And I was like, I'm not a baby, but I didn't know I was a miracle at that time. So that was the beginning of everything. But I had a normal childhood. I ran track, went out for cheerleading, and just did everything a kid would do. Grew up, went to college, got married, had a family, and never had any physical or health problems at all.
Until you got hit by that car in 1993.
And yes, that changed everything.
So when I saw you,
And
I saw you as a patient, and I tested you through a surrogate. You were in a wheelchair. I got a strong, healthy fella and tested his body, strong, tested you, and you were very strong. And 400 doctors said that there's no reason why you should be walking. Your brain and nervous system is all intact. It's all normal. And I said the same thing they said. I said, I'm in agreement. But then the Lord told me to tell them to get you out of the wheelchair and put you on the table. If I was there with you by myself, I would have never have been able to put you on the table by myself. You follow me?
No.
On the table. And they did on the table. And God said, take my right hand and swipe your brain down to your heart back to age 6. You haven't had no pain in your body for 28 years.
Exactly.
Whatsoever. When I swiped your head down to age 6, what happened?
My body lit up. I was in pain from head to toe. I couldn't stand for you to touch my head. You had just done some cranial, touching my head and massaging my head, and it was no problem. You kept saying, where's the pain, where's the pain? No pain. But when you swiped my brain to my heart, it said 6 years old, I couldn't stand for you to touch me. I had pain everywhere. I was amazed. I was like, oh my God. And you touched my feet. I thought I was going to kick you in the mouth. I mean, my leg jumped and my foot kicked. It was amazing. And I mean, ever since that day, I've had sensations and feelings of pain. I mean, I woke up one morning after you gave me a treatment, and my left side of my face began to twitch. And I never had a twitch. I'm like, oh my God. For about 5 or 6 minutes, I was like, oh my God, what is, I kept feeling it. I was like, what is this? It's a twitch.
Now,
So, my body just came alive, woke up, pain everywhere, sensations. It was amazing. It's like just waking up, coming alive.
With your background, your husband being a doctor, if I would have told you that I can treat somebody that you don't know in Michigan, lay her down and treat her for you in Atlanta, you don't know her, into Atlanta, what you would have said to me?
I would have said, you out of your mind. I would never believe you. If I hadn't experienced it, Dr. Vincent, I'm telling you, I would have called you a quack.
You know what? So anyway, so I laid her down, Robin down, and I treated you, I laid her on the table, and something called Enoch. I do Enoch treatment. I call it spiritual surgery on you through Robin. And I laid on the table, and I walked down the street, walked down the street, and I said, the car just hit you. And you hear how she screamed when it hit her?
I did. I mean, she screamed, she wailed. Oh my God, it was amazing what she went through.
And then, and you watched how violent her body was, like screaming.
Yes.
And then I said, now, you hit by the car, and the car dragged you for a block. But now she's screaming real loud. I mean, very loud. And I said, you're in a coma. She would quiet immediately into a coma state on the table, right?
Out. Yes.
And I thought that I was finished. I told folks that I'm already on 15 hours of work. I have to leave Michigan to take care of a patient in Chicago in the life vest, a friend of mine's, for her heart. I drove to Chicago at 4 o'clock that morning, got back to Michigan at 6 p.m. to give you a treatment. I said, I'm going to leave her in the coma. I'm going to drive the hour home and take her out of the coma while I'm on the road. You can just, these hands has powers in these hands on the road. I tried to take out the coma on the road, and she would come out of the coma. And God said, you're not finished. I'm not finished. Then God said that you're being hit by the car at age 6 is linked to 1857 in your long bones. Your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was drugged by a horse and buggy by the lips. When I said that, what happened to you? What went through your head?
I was amazed because when I was hit by that car at age 6, the fender of that car somehow wrapped on my lip on the left side of my body and pulled my lip from my face. And, they stitched it up, and I had this, I called it a horrible scar over my lip for, from all my life, from age 6 forward. And when you said that, I'm like, my God, my lip. You were like, what does the lip have to do? I was like, my lip was pulled from my face. And you told me my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother in 1857 was pulled by her mouth and her lips by a horse and buggy. That just floored me. I was like, this is
And there's no way that I should have known that, correct?
No, you didn't know that because I hadn't told you that.
And all this is working. This is spiritual energy, spiritual information. So now, you've met me, you took some of our classes, and you've seen people in class in severe pain for years gone in minutes, right, Thaahirah? In minutes.
The pain gone in minutes. It's amazing. I mean, I saw it with my own eyes. I saw people walking better, holding their arms up where they couldn't even lift them before.
Frozen shoulders unlocked in what? Minutes.
Yes, in minutes. Yes.
And so would you recommend people that hear this conversation that they follow us on our platforms, follow us on our YouTube channels, follow us on social media to learn this technique?
I highly recommend anyone with pain or any kind of discomfort, anything, to follow up because this is going to be the place you get results.
Now,
Dr. Vincent, I also want to add that all the coincidences that I was in Flint, Michigan, got hit on the street that I got hit on, finding out that you were from Flint, Michigan, and you grew up and still live on the street that I got hit on.
And it's the amazing thing that you got hit 4 years before I was born on the same street. And when I saw you, I said, I know this lady spiritually, but not physically, spiritually. I know you spiritually. I had to call you. I know you from somewhere. Not knowing that you got almost killed on the block I live on now. You're a total stranger in a different city. That connection. Now, Thaahirah, about a week ago, Thaahirah, on our conference calls, we had men there discussing diabetes. And I was shocked at diabetes and how they've taken the seed nutrition, diabetes for years, and it's gone in 10 days. And then men in front of women saying that my ED's gone. I was shocked. Yeah. But you heard those men discussing that on that call, Thaahirah?
They did.
I thought you had ED. You had ED. They never told me that.
See?
Until it went away with the seed nutrition, the ED's gone. And I tell them, you don't got to tell me. If you're diabetic for some time, got hypertension for some time, had a heart attack or stroke, or on dialysis, you're a man, downstairs, stop working. You don't got to tell me. I know it already.
Right.
Got to tell me.
Right.
And like I tell them, like one fellow said, Dr. Vincent, this diabetic program is expensive. And I told them that you needed to spend $260 plus tax for you to correct your diabetes, your hypertension, and your ED. And he did it. When it was gone, I say, so now you have a brand new car, and your car insurance is $300 a month. A month. So if you get diabetes and lose your vision, you can't drive it, can you? How about have a stroke, you're paralyzed, you can't drive it? How about lose your legs, you can't drive it? And if you get on dialysis, you can drive it to the doctor to be dialyzed, you follow me? And he laughed. I said, so this is more important than your car insurance. This is insurance of your future of being healthy, folks.
Your life.
Your life. So Thaahirah, I'm so glad that we met. And so rehash, you saw over 400 doctors, and none of the doctors you saw, Dr. Sabi, Dr. Wallach, and you spent all your retirement money trying to get well.
Yes, oh my God, I did.
Trying to get well. The Mayo Clinic. I mean, all these huge, well-known hospitals, and none of them got the results that you got from me. It took only 5 minutes to get the results, correct?
Exactly. Oh my God, yes. And I want to say that I'm looking forward to getting my products this week. I've ordered them. I'm a distributor, and I am going to be on them and going to help my husband with them, who also needs some help. And I'm just excited about all of it. I really feel like you're my last stop, doctor.
You know what? And I can't wait until you get on the Seed Nutrition and you take the Seed Nutrition vitamin D. I can't wait because why? I know for a fact with the vitamin D, if you raise it high enough in the body, COVID-19 cannot affect you. Cannot affect you. Listen to Dr. Fauci. Cannot affect you. It gives you a fighting chance to beat it. So everybody hear my voice. We have a special seed-based vitamin D. Seed-based. And you heard the testimonies of people having levels of 9 or 10, and they take our vitamin D for a month. It's 89. It would take them years the other way of doing it. And so definitely this year, I'm excited because why? I never thought about a seed nutrition. I've done the essential oils. I've done the noni juice, the zango. I done all the juices.
Absolutely.
I've done the roots. I've done the leaf. I've done
it too.
Everything. I never thought going back to the seed that made it.
Wow.
Isn't that powerful? The seed that made the stuff. The seed that made the CBD. I did CBD oil. And to know that what we got now is up to 30 times more powerful than that.
Amazing.
And to know that we have one product that we take, all natural, has in black cumin seed in it, other things in it that the owner company going to talk about in a couple of minutes. That's 200 times more potent than aspirin. And the seed that made the black cumin seed, I thought, oh my goodness, this is ingenious, because why? My Thaahirah systems technique states that the seed of disease is 87% thought and 13% nutrition. Now we have a seed of a seed attached to it. That's powerful, Thaahirah. I mean powerful.
Yes, it is.
So I want to thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And I can't wait till we can go for walks together, okay? I can't wait. Okay,
thank you, Dr. Benson. I can't wait either. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye now. Okay, bye.
Everyone wants to be healthy, and we should be. Our Creator designed an amazing, complex system intended to allow our body to heal itself if we give it what it needs. For example, if you cut your finger, it bleeds, a scab forms, and it heals. However, when our body does not receive what it needs, it begins to talk to us. It talks to us through symptoms or physical manifestations of disease. So, if your body is talking to you, you need to listen to Dr. Michael Vincent. Start your wellness journey today. Visit Dr. Vincent's website at www.vincentclinic.com or dial toll-free 888-842-3935 or 888-84-BEWELL. Be well